Hi all, welcome to Tech Forum. In this video, let us discuss about relationship attribute known as rel attribute in HTML document. The rel attribute defines the relationship between a linked resource and the current document. This is valid on link, anchor, area and form elements. Rel attribute supports different values. The supported values depend on the element on which the attribute is found. The type of relationships is given by the value of the rel attribute. Multiple values can be specified, each separated by space. Let us now see some of the important attributes. So let's start with the style sheet. So this links an external style sheet to the HTML document. The style sheet provides the CSS styles for the HTML elements, how the elements should be styled. Now if you see here, we are saying link href, like what is the CSS file path. Then we are saying rel relationship equal to style sheet. This is the style sheet. Now if I go to one of the maybe sample site, Amazon. Now if you see here, like you go to view source, you can see a style sheet. It linking to a URL. So if you open that URL, it will have all the CSS style defined. So this will be applied to the HTML element, and that provide your screen view, the look and feel and styles. Now let's go to the next attribute. It's alternate. So alternate means that the destination is some alternate representation or version of the current document, valid for link, anchor and area elements. It combines in special ways with other rel values and other attributes to provide more specific meanings. You can combine with other relationship attributes or even with other attributes so that you can provide more specific meanings. Let's see like how we can do that. With the style sheet keyword on a link, it creates an alternate style sheet. So we have already seen the style sheet. What is style sheet? So here, like with this relationship attribute alternate, you can define an alternate style sheet. So by specifying the alternate style sheets in a web page provides a way for user to see multiple versions of the page. Like you can see multiple version of the or multiple styles of the page. So now if you see here, like the first line default.css, it's a default style. Now like we define two alternate style sheet. So if you see here, rel alternate style sheet. So then we are just giving a title, then symbol.css, inzen.css. Now if I go to the sample, let me go to this. This is the sample URL. You can refer it. Now this is the default style. Now if I do a view source, you can see same thing like a default.css, then symbol.css, then inzen.css. Now rel equal to alternate and style sheet. This is the primary one. Now if I in Firefox, if you just click on Alt, it will bring this file menu bar. Then you can click on here view, then page style. So right now it's a default style, that is a default one. You can switch between styles. You can say symbol, then the style will be changed, then again you can change it to insane, so the style is changed. Now if you refresh the page, it will go back to the default one. So you can see the multiple version of the same page. You can apply multiple styles. Now other one is like with an hreflang attribute that differs from the document language. It indicates a translation of the website. So by this, search engine serves the result to users based on the language. So wherever based on the user language, the corresponding language translated site will be displayed. If you see here, we are saying rel alternate, then this is the URL, but that URL is specific to enus. hreflang we are saying. So we are combining this attribute hreflang and alternate. It's giving a special meaning to that. Now esus, this is the different site. So user visiting from enus, the search engine provides the corresponding site index enus site. ES/US users will get this specific site. Like this, you can specify multiple URLs also. Now maybe if I go to one of the sample, if you go here, I'm to mobile.twitter.com. Now if I go and to see a view source, here you can see multiple alternatives, each language here. Here like syntax you can define like country, language or whatever the way. So if you see here, we are saying something called X default. This is the default site URL. Then each language having a different URL. Let's say if I open this FA or something, if I go here, let me remove the view source. Yeah, it's displaying a different site, different language site. So like that, like every language is defined with a different site. So search engine provides the index, the language specific website, and display the to the users based on their language setting. Now another one is like with the type attribute. So it indicates that the reference document is the same content in a different format. If you see here, link rel alternate type equal to atom plus XML application. So then href we are saying title equal to whatever block. So this is a kind of a atom feed, the block feed we are referring. So it's a kind of alternative representation of the same content. So the current content is in HTML format. So the same content is organized in feed format. So for that also you can with this type attribute. So we are saying like type equal to this one, then rel equal to alternate. Let us now move to the next attribute. The next one is canonical. This is valid for link element. It defines the preferred URL for the current document, which is useful for search engines to index the master document and to avoid the duplicate content. Use canonical tags to specify which version is the main one and should be indexed by search engines. So this is the syntax rel equal to canonical, then the master URL, which is the master content. So in your duplicate content, you can specify this canonical tag pointing to the master content. If you want to see some sample, let me go to this is my Medium post URL. If you see here, this post pointing canonical and pointing to my blog URL, albinsblog.com. My intention is my blog URL should be the master one and should be indexed by Google, and Medium is going to be kind of a duplicate of the blog. So by specifying this canonical in this Medium post, the Google is not going to index this. Consider this as the duplicate of my blog. So blog will get indexed. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Next one is the external. This is relevant to form, anchor and area elements. It indicates the reference document is not part of the current site. Means it's external to the current site. This can be used with attribute selectors to style external links in a way that indicates to the user that they will be leaving the current site. So even you can apply the logic to display a pop-up while user clicking on external links to notify them about leaving the current site. So here if we say, we are saying this is the href example.com. This is external to the current site. So we are saying this is the relationship equal to external. So then you can write your own logic. Whatever the links enabled with this relationship external, you can apply specific logic. Maybe you can display pop-up or like some message you can display to the users. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is icon. So is valid with link. The link resource represents the icon for the current document. The most common use for the icon value is the favicon. So you can specify the favicon like this. Link rel equal to relationship equal to icon, then href equal to favicon.ico. This is the default file name. If you go to maybe same website again, so if you see here, there is an icon displayed, the Twitter icon. So that is the favicon. So if I go here and look for that, yeah, see here the shortcut icon href equal to this one. So if I open that, the same image will be displayed. Okay, let's now move to the next attribute. Next one is the manifest. The web app manifestors are part of a collection of web technologies called progressive web apps, PWAs, which are websites that can be installed to a device home screen without an app store. Unlike regular web apps with a simple home screen links or bookmarks, PWAs can be downloaded in advance and can work offline, as well as it can use the regular web APIs. The web app manifest provides information about a web application in a JSON text file necessary for the web app to be downloaded and be presented to the user, similarly to a native app. So also like the resources required to work offline. So those details will be available in the manifest file. Web app manifests are deployed in your HTML pages using a link element in the head of the document. If you see here, so this is the syntax to refer the manifest file for the progressive web apps applications. So link relationship equal to manifest, then href manifest.json. So again, if I show one of the sample, let me go to here same thing, mobile.twitter.com. Let me search for manifest. You can see relationship equal to manifest, then href equal to manifest.json. Then if you open this, it will have the basic detail. You can see here like the icons and all other details, like what kind of images, and this is the basic information required to launch the like this website in the home screen, and also like it will enable to work offline. Let's now move to the next one. The next one is module preloaded. So this provides a declarative way to preemptively fetch a module script and its dependencies, and those will be stored in the documents module map for later evaluation. This provides better performance by preloading the smaller module. So you can preload the module so that whenever required it will be available, so that the page loading performance will be improved. Now if you see here link rel module preload, then href equal to, you can specify the modules app.js here I am saying. Again, if I go again show you a sample for that. So if you see here, see here, so this is the example, like module preload demo, IRORI github.com. Now if I show you here, if I refresh the page, so all those modules will be preloaded. See, it's all modules are getting preloaded now. 33 modules preloaded. If I click on an action now run, so none of the modules, already all the modules are preloaded, so that it will open it. Now if I do a view source here, you can see rel module preload, then all the modules, like it's preloading the modules. Let us now try the same URL in Firefox. Let me open that. If I go here, so let me refresh this. If you see here, like no modules are loading now. So also it's saying 0 modules preloaded. So means the Firefox is not honoring that hint, whatever the preload hint we specified. So now let me click run. So all the modules are like getting loaded now, like on clicking on the run button. So means like it's obviously taking time to load the user experience. So it's taken time. So now you can see the difference. So here the preload was not considered. So the modules are like loaded when the user clicked on this particular action. But in Chrome, the modules were preloaded. So the user action was very quick. Let's now move to the next one. The next one is nofollow. Nofollow is a way that allows webmasters to tell search engine, don't follow this link. So you can have multiple links in your website, and you can all the default all the links are follow links, do follow. You can specify explicitly if you want some links to be some links as a no follow links. No follow links are used when you do not want to pass index value to a target page. So this is again a little deeper, like how the Google index works. If you are linking to a page, the index here will be, or index value will be shared with that target page also. So but in this case you don't want to do that, you don't want to pass the index value. So let's say it could be like anyway, it can be a like a internal page, like, or it can be a external page also. So you can use nofollow links when you are linking to a website which you do not trust that much, and then you don't want to lose credibility in the eyes of search engine. So you don't want to give the credit for that link. So that's why, like, you don't want to get impacted to indexing search engine perspective. So now the next one is like if you have a page on your website, which does not enough value, and you have to link to this target page from the home page of your site, so or other important page. What will happen is like the home page may have more index ranking, but you want to link to a page, internal page that is not having much index ranking. So what will happen is your home page indexing will get impacted due to this. So to avoid that, what you can do is you can specify no follow, so that the indexing of the home page will not get impacted by this link. So here you can specify like this. You can say href, then what is the link, then you can say relationship no follow, so the Google engine will not consider this for indexing purpose. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The next one is no opener. So this instructs the browser to navigate to the target resource without granting the new browsing context access to the document that opened it. So means like you are opening a website link from your current website using this script window open. So here like this no opener will say don't give the browsing context to the target page or target document. So like means like the window.opener property will not be set on the target page. So this is especially useful when opening untrusted links. So in order to ensure they cannot tamper with the originating document via the window.opener property. So means like window.opener property will give the full control, the window control of the source page to the target page. So if you are trying to open an untrusted link, though they can use that object and they can manipulate your page. To avoid that, you can use this no opener. So if the untrusted links are opened without specifying the no opener rel attribute, they will have the full control on the originating page window object, and they will be able to tamper the website. So this is the way you can say specify the no opener. Again href test.html target equal to blank, then like a relationship equal to no opener. So let me show you a demo for that too. So if you go to this specific URL, so yeah, this one GitHub, yeah, whatever this URL. Now if you see here, there is something called click me. Now like if you see here this URL rel no opener, so there is nothing after this. Now if I click this, what it will do, it will try to open a new tab. Now if I click this new tab, here no opener is specified. If you see, maybe if you want to see the inspect this link, yeah, so here no opener is not specified. Now if I go and click this, so it's created a new opener, that's fine. But if you go back to this your browser link, the tab, you see this appended hacks. What does that mean is this page has some script, it have the access to window object of this specific tab, and they were able to manipulate the URL. They added the hacks. So what you can do is to avoid that, you can just specify the no opener. I'm not sure this case they specified. No, this is not. Okay, this is another examples you can refer through this. So yeah, if it is a no opener, so what I do is like let me refresh this page again. Now if I go to the no opener, yeah, here if I go, yeah, the same thing, it is opened. Yeah, see this window.opener, this object was null. So now if I go back, they are not able to modify that. Okay, let's move to the next one. No referrer. So this prevents passing the referrer information to the target website by removing the referral info from the HTTP header. The referrer HTTP header contains the address of the previous web page from which a link to the currently requested page was followed. Use this rel equal to no referrer attribute on outgoing links when you don't want other sites to know that you are linking to them. So that is one option you can. So if you are enabling that, the referrer data will not be sent to the target website, so they will not be able to identify the traffic is initiated from your site. So this is the syntax you can specify. Then the href, then rel equal to no referrer. So yeah. Now when the no referrer rel attribute is used on the website for an external link, the analytic tool for the target website will report all the traffic to the specific link as a direct traffic. So like because they are not receiving the referrer header, even though the traffic might have initiated through the other website link, but they will not able to separate it, whether it is coming from direct link or it's coming from the referrer link. Let's move to the next one. Next one is the pre-connect. The pre-connect is a hint to the browsers that the user is likely to need resource from the target resources origin, and therefore the browser can likely improve the user experience by preemptively initiating a connection to that origin. Adding rel equal to pre-connect to a link informs the browser that your page intends to establish a connection to another domain, and that you would like to process to start as soon as possible. Means like it can preemptively process the connect to that origin and establish the connection. That same thing can be used whenever required. Resources will load obviously more quickly because the setup process has already been completed by the time the browser requests the actual resources. Now if you see here, you can see refer like this pre-connect, then what is the origin, the URL. Here two domains we are specifying. One is www.example.com, another one is cdn.example.com. Same thing if I go again here, like same Twitter URL. If I go here, you can see some pre-connect also. They are saying abs.image, Twitter image, api.twitter.com. They want to do a pre-connect. Let us now move to the next attribute. Next one is the prefetch. So the link prefetching is a browser mechanism which utilizes browser idle time to download or prefetch documents that the user might visit in the near future. After the browser finished loading the base page, it begins silently prefetching specified documents and stores them in the cache. When the user visits one of the prefetched documents, it can be served up quickly from the cache. So obviously it will improve the user performance. If you see here, this is the syntax to specify the prefetch. You can say a relationship prefetch. Then what is the URL, the resource URL, that should be prefetched. Let us now move to the next attribute. The next one is preload. This allows you to notify the resources that your page may need very soon, which you want to start loading early in the page lifecycle. This ensures they are available earlier and are less likely to block the page rendering. So in turn it will improve the performance. This is the way you can specify the preload attribute. Relationship equal to preload, then the URL of the resource, what should be preloaded. So you can specify multiple URLs also. So these URLs will be preloaded. So that whenever required, these resources are available and it will provide better performance. Unlike prefetching, which can be ignored, as the prefetch is a hint to the browser. Preloading must be requested by the browser. Now let's move to the next one. Next one is the pre-render. So this again gives a hint to the browser to render the specified page in a background. So means like let's say in a hidden tab, the specified page can be rendered and kept it ready. So this speeds up the page load if the user navigates to that pre-rendered page. Now this is the way you can say rel equal to pre-render, then href, what is the page, this is again like this feature is very useful if you aware the user is going to navigate from page A to page B, so that the page B can pre-rendered and keep it ready, so that it will speed up the load page load time, so while user actually visit that. Okay, let's move to the next section. So let's talk about some of the non-standard values. We talked about some of the standard values so far. Let's talk about some non-standard values. The first one, if you see here, is like the Apple Touch icon. So this Apple Touch icon is used by iOS devices for bookmarks and website added to the home screen. So when you add a website or bookmark to the home screen, there is an icon enabled, so that icon is specified through for iOS devices. That icon is specified through Apple Touch icon. Now again the shortcut, there is, if you see here, there is a shortcut attribute along with the icon. This is a workaround for Internet Explorer to designate an icon that is not named favicon.ico. So the default file name for the favicon is favicon.ico, so in the root folder. So but if you want to specify or link to a different file like static image, so other browser supports this icon, but for Internet Explorer you need a shortcut to be pre-appended with this icon. Now another one or two attributes are, one is rel equal to sponsored. This is a Google specific attributes, rel equal to sponsored, then rel equal to UGC. Then this sponsored can be used to identify the links on your website that were created as part of advertisements, sponsorship, or other like compensation agreements. Yes. And another one is UGC. UGC stand for user generated content, and the UGC attribute value is recommended for links within user generated content such as comments and forum post. This is the way you can specify. This sponsored and UGC links are by default do follow. Even you can combine with this other attributes, no follow then sponsored, or no follow then UGC you can specify. Okay, we have seen most of the important standard attributes and some non-standard attributes. This is all based on my learning. Feel free to provide your comments so that even it will help me to learn more. Thanks all for watching the video. See you all in the next video.